Oi, oi. Happy Saturday, the 21st of November, 2020. Here again to trade the horse races in the UK. So it's a Saturday today, so there might be a bit more, well, there will be a bit more activity. So certainly, if you're unable to trade during the week, then weekends can certainly be a good day to, participate in live markets. So we've got this one here, 12 minutes tee off, 12:30 start, tight book, decent amount match, 50 grand. Odds on favourite, which is less than twos, it means it's odds on. Looks like it's been steaming in, gentle steam. Second favourite here, just notice this at fours, just bust through the resistance of fours. This is a crossover point, psych level, so that has some importance. Could be coming back to find some support on that, or looking at the charts, it might just be moving into that resistance. The other one's not so concerned about, although this one does look like it's on a very steep steam. But my main focus for now is going to be on the favourite here and the second favourite in terms of tradability. So even with quite a while off from the off, still 11 minutes, there's some decent amount of activity on here. So yes, just waiting to get a temperature for the market here. First trade of the day, so potentially looking to just having a second look at this. So this looks like it's found support at these previous levels, or viably going back into that and creating resistance. So it looks like it's actually broken it. It's tricky to read off of these charts, but it looks like it's broken it, and it could be coming back to find resistance off of it, therefore creating a new lower high, which is what we want to see in a downtrend. This move here, that has actually broken that resistance, so that helps give weight to potentially shorten this, but this does look like it's had a rather sharp move up there. I am favouring a short, but I'm just waiting for a bit more confirming signs. You can see there's a lot of weight on this side of the book, which is pushing this up, and this is very thin. It's only, double digit numbers. You want to see hundreds or thousands of pounds ideally, to ensure that there's enough liquidity in the market to trade with. So I am favouring a short on this because look, this is coming back into fours and now finding support, so to potentially move higher. Just want to time my entry on this. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get in here on a short, because even if this does in fact find resistance, we've got this as a reference point, as support. So even if it doesn't bust lower to make new lows, there is a chance that it could just at least come back down to support, because these levels here look like they're acting as as resistance. So I've put a tentative close in there, and that's half of the position, so it's a partial exit I'm looking for, and then leaving something in for a potential bigger move as well. This breaking fours isn't going to help me. See, this is now broken down. Approaching twos. What number did I get in at? 195. So that has just broken twos, which is can be a bit problematic, but because it could just move high from here. But I've got a reasonably light position in, just ready to yeah, so that's a potential reversal now. Just going to move these up a bit. Let's take profit. Might need to just scratch this. 7 minutes to the off. Money building on this side. Could have been wrong on this. I'm going to thin this out. Yeah. Stop talking about it. Do it. So because the dynamics of the market have changed, I'm just reducing my position just to, you can see it, don't like that movement at all. Just thinning out my position. In fact, you know, carrying a loss at the moment. This fundamentally has changed from what I was anticipating to be further downward movement to, you know, a reverse almost. So this is still finding support. I guess at this 375 level where most of it's been matched. So what has come in dramatically? This looks like it's coming dramatically. I'm not shifting my attention to that just yet. Just looking at this as a potential key level because there was a lot of money matched there. So this could be a if this does continue upwards, this could be a higher low. So just composing myself. 6 minutes to the off. Just going to reorder these now, just in case something I've seen. Of course, I could have left that position, those positions in there, and the loss now would have been less. So I got out at, you know, quite high prices, 2.24 and 2.16 after getting at 1.95. But that would just be hoping that the market returns to my favor. There was no premise really to hold that position that I could see. So yeah, not mad at that. 5.5 minutes left till the off, so still enough time to make further entries, but at the same time just willing to take a loss as well if needs be.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's finding support. This volume matched here is now finding support at that level. You can see that in the chart as well, this recent little squiggle. But this has started to drift as well. So we've got two potential drifters, or two that have the potential of moving further up, which means I need to just sit on my hands and wait for something to be a bit more clear in terms of making a move. 4.5 minutes. Big chunk of money there. It looks serious as well because it hasn't moved, and this looks like it might be increasing. There's not a reason yet just to jump in front of that. So let's see what can we do. Yeah, that is serious. Someone's trying to lay this, or some bodies are trying to lay this. But once that goes, what's going to happen? It could collapse and move down, or people could start jumping in front of it, moving it up. Dunno, mate, dunno. So just gonna wait and see. Running a bit thin on time now to potentially take any new positions. Just give us a few more moments. I might have to just red up and move on, because as this time ticks down, my ability to there's greater risk involved. Do a reorder. Yeah, these higher odd ones had been coming in predominantly, so Missed that. Can't look at everything at the same time. Yeah, I think it's time to move on. Just going to read up on this. Dropped up a loss, 47p across the board. Start of the day. Let's see if we can improve on that. But wasn't unhappy with the way that I traded that. That's fine. So this one here, and as well, I've had a few days of profit, very few losses, but it's just not getting complacent with that really. Just need to see consistency again. As I keep saying, I'm just using minimum odds at the moment, the lowest odds possible. And we've got favourite here for very similarly priced horses here, sixes. So there's no one dominant. Selection. Although you can see on the first one there that most of the money has been matched. So this one here, although these are similarly priced, this one has had the most money matched, 22 grand compared to almost 7. Just going to have a reorder on this. And just looking over some of my previous videos over the last week at least, one of the things I am more happy with in terms of progress is just being more discerning as to which races to trade. There was a lot that I passed on over the week, and as counterintuitive as that may seem, I think you know, knowing when not to trade, not always looking to have a piece of the action, is very important. These here look like they've got some inverse relationship, so this has been drifting out, this has been coming in. It's just, they're very high odds. Second favourite here is very flat. I am favouring this for the drift then, but the it's looks like it's finding support on sixes, which gives me a good reference point. What I'm going to do is put a order outside of the money there, so on 6. So should it come back down and find support at sixes, then I've just got a bit more of a wiggle room than getting in here aggressively at the market price, because if it comes back down to support and then moves higher, then obviously I'm in a good position. But if it breaks support and moves lower,
5 minutes,
then there's a good chance it could come back up and find resistance, and I can at least get out at break even, whereas that might not be an option with a higher priced entry. So it's just looking for value for money really in terms of the entry, unless there's anything else telling me that it could move quicker, like these moving in aggressively. Just cautious of this 6 here. So this moving, that what I was saying, something else moving aggressively, this moving in past sixes could be a better reason to get in on this at market, because that moving down is going to push this up. At the moment it's very stagnant. This also is moving in. As of yet, it's not really having an effect that I can see on these other ones. And that can be the tricky thing when everything's all very similarly priced. They all have a kind of an equal weight in terms of how they affect the market. 3 minutes, 4 minutes to go. So the longer I leave this in, the nearer it gets to the off, the more risky this this becomes. I may choose to just see if I can get some more time on a better quality race, or what I deem a better quality race. Yeah, I'm just going to pass on this one, move on. So, oh god, what happened there? Who knows? So, it being a Saturday, it looks like the races are about 5 minutes apart. So, and most of my A lot of the profit that I made over the week has been when it's been about 10 minutes before the off or more. So it's a different feel today. These here, again, very similarly priced selections. 6s, 7s, 8s. No clear favourites. This has been drifting though, so it could be favouring this to go long. In fact, I'm going to use the same methodology here. I'm putting 2 orders just outside the money in anticipation that this would move back down, find support to potentially move higher. This breaking this support level that we had here is going to help push this out, but I need this to come in at least a little bit, retrace a little bit to make it you know, good value for money. But constantly just keeping an eye on what's going on. Get a feeling I could be right on this, but just won't get matched. So this is approaching 7s. Has it broken 7s? I'm contemplating shorting this, which is effectively the same as looking for that to move higher. Just thinking about the price I want to get matched at though. Alright, so I've got 2 active trades in at the moment. This could be, you know, this could all go tits up because I'm trying to look at more than one thing at the same time. But I'm okay with that for now. If that gets matched, then I'm going to cancel these. And vice versa. Five minutes to the off. Missed that. I'm gonna, in fact, I'm gonna take a position on that because I've seen this coming in, which could mean just gonna lighten that a bit. Saw a shift on this, which could mean this is therefore gonna move up.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
So got a net stake of 4 in there, taking out a partial for a tick. 1 tick profit. Still not any convincing movement up. Still finding support at 6s though. 4.5 minutes. So see how it's approaching. It's still finding support off of 6s, which is good, but that could quickly turn into resistance if it were to break through. So for now, I'm just holding tight. I want to see this. If this were to break 6s, that would be good. Just adding to that position. Slightly risky, actually. I'm adding to a already losing position, but this is holding as support. So I'm just taking, this is more of a scalp, or an attempt at a scalp. You can see my risk has increased there in terms of the per tick risk, but doing this means that if this gets matched, then I've got a little bit more, which it did. Got a little bit more wiggle room on the take profit. That's moving up. So what I done there is just moved down my take profit. So because, you know, 2 minutes C off, this hasn't made any convincing moves. It's consolidated, hitting resistance. So I'm not as convinced it's going to break that resistance. So I acted accordingly, reduced the profit target, able to come out on top this time with a profit ranging between 10 or 12p, regardless of what comes in. So next one, 2 minutes still on this one, but work here is done. Next one's at 12:48. 10 minutes C off, thereabouts. 2s, 3s, 4s. It's a 50 grand match, 10 minutes C off, great liquidity. Favorite here. I mean, it had come in, steamed in, drifted, pulled back, and is now drifting again, potentially hitting resistance at these previous highs here. You see these kinds of levels, I'm guessing 242, where you've seen that money matched. This one's coming in, approaching 3s. So a break of 3s would be significant. But I don't want to sell that now because I'd be selling into that potential support. I mean, 3's a reactionary level. It's a crossover point. So it could find support, and if it were to break it, it will be quite, it's likely to be quite aggressive. But I don't want to sell into that lest it bounce. But I am willing to put an order to sell outside of the money. So if it were to pull back, I would have a better position. 8 minutes C off. So price is now, I'm now on a touch with my order that I've got in. So just wait and see if we get filled on this. No, it wasn't filled. Not the best positions, right at the back of the queue on that anyway. But I'll leave it in there. So I need this to continue to drift, this to get matched on one or more orders, and then for it to break lower. Mm. Seven minutes 40 till the off. Just having a quick glance around what else might be moving. I do want to get short on this, but I want a decent price to give me the wiggle room. So it's a bit of a waiting game. And if I were to see a dramatic shift in that, then maybe I might just jump on at market. But I'm just wary of this 3 acting as a support. As you can see in the price here, it's started to just consolidate just above 3s, and this level, this is where the brunt of the money's being matched. 3.05. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba ba. On the touch again. Still need 140 quid to be matched before I am. So decent position, but this support is holding up. So that's why I didn't want to get in at market, because even if this gets filled here, if this gets filled, then I might still be able to steal a tick, because I just go straight in on the lay price. There we go, got filled. I'll wait for that one to get filled as well. Put a closing order there at 3s, which still might be ambitious. So I'm just thinking here, okay, I'm going to put a partial exit in, but where would be a sensible place? Hasn't really pushed past threes in recent times. It has found a lot of support at 305, which is why I decided to put this order here, moved it up to 305 for my partial exit, and hoping that there's enough evidence that it still could break threes, which is why if this gets matched, it'll be £2 taken off the table, and then it's still £2 left in for a bigger move. And that also gives me, as you see now, a bit more wiggle room with where my stop loss is. So it's gone into threes, so I'm hoping this will break. I need this to keep on pushing up, which it's doing. Nice. Could ride this down for much more potentially, but yeah, I put in a closing order there. Could have been a bit more, you know, been a bit more.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
On the offense there.
5 minutes.
Taking the potential bigger move, but I decided just to green up where I did. I mean, that's one of the things of just having, you know, the way that these stakes work. I've only got £2 that I'm working with. If I'd had much bigger order, let's say it was like 500 quid that I'd put in initially, then I might have been more inclined to chop that up into smaller, say £100 orders, to, you know, take more partial exits and have something in for this potential bigger move. But yeah, that's in the future really. That's more of a staking plan to consider once I get consistency with taking profits. So that's 20p or 19p, regardless of which selection comes in. Stumbling on your words as always, mate. Come on. Speak proper. So, what have we got? Let's just have a look over the old P&L. Chalked up a loss on the day to start with, 47p. Probably just under break even at the moment, once he's still waiting for some to settle. Maybe about 10p down. But okay, we got 10 minutes to the off. 85 grand matched, excellent. Very tight book, nearing 100%. So very little vig in there. Favourite at fours, another favourite. In fact, this one looks like it's now the favourite, and this is a second, so just do a reorder. So these have been quite flat, consolidating. This one has been consolidating. Looks like it could have broken previous resistance in this most recent move, and is now finding support. This one has been steaming in, as has this. So the lower priced odds looks like they're either consolidating or on a slow drift, and the higher ones look like they've been coming in. But I need to think how I can position myself on this. So I could play this as a kind of a box trade, so potentially trade the support that this seems to be making at falls, so put in a lay order. I'm not going to do that though, at least not for now, because this one does look like it's drifting, doesn't it? What's coming in? So this one, these look very inversely related. This one's going out, this one's coming in. Just doing a little reorder. Yeah. What can I see? So this could be finding resistance off of sixes. Especially if that breaks fives, that could be helpful. I'm going to put a couple of tentative orders in there to potentially short this. So I've got matched on that, on one of them. So I need this 6 to continue to act as resistance, so the price can fall down. So what will help that is these other ones drifting. Going to keep the position relatively light for now. So £4 net stake. Got a partial exit in here. Do like the way this has come back in. So it's predominantly upwards, right? Uptrending, drifting. It's come back in and then it's found support off of these previous highs here. So really need that to maintain and this to then move out. This being at support is also useful in that even though it's in a channel, the next upward movement is likely, the next movement is likely to be up even if it hits resistance, which is going to help this one, or should help this one. So we are getting some movement in my favor. Although it's not a discerning break of previous lows, this downward movement is still still good enough, so I'm willing to stick out this position for a little bit longer. Possibly going to get partially matched on, get this one matched, so that will bring my next stake down to 2, and that's leaving in another position for a potential bigger move. So that did get filled. So I've got one position left now to get filled, and I've put this in, you know, way out the money, lest in case the market suddenly jumps down, but just keeping an eye on what other things are doing so that I can, you know, get out at market potentially. That's shifting down. It can be tricky to, you know, look at lots of different things at the same time, or know what to look at. So that's come in. Just looking for signs of reversal now to ensure that I don't let any profit.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Evaporate. 5 minutes ago, there's going to be more money coming in. So I'm just going to, rather than trying to go in at market now and then cancel that after, I'm looking to, there we go. This already happened, can't really explain. Well, I was looking to pull up my selection rather than enter at market and then cancel because it was nearer to it. I'm just going to green up here. Well played, I think. Pat on the back, but not getting too complacent. Obviously, it all can go in the next race, but this got out with a take profit before 5s, which I think was sensible enough, because coming into 5s as a crossover point could find some trouble moving much lower and retrace as it is doing now. But I got out at 5.2, which was here. And yeah, I'm happy with that one. So that's 36 or 38p, regardless of you know, who comes in. I'll make a profit. So next one here is what's the time? Next one after 55 is at 02. 10 minutes to the off. So that trade should have put me in profit on the day. God, these ones are taking a while to settle, aren't they? Still hasn't settled my trade from earlier. Oh dearie me. Quel dommage. Quel dommage, mon ami. So let's just have a look at what's going on here. So, sorry, I was looking away from the screen there. So we have got 36 grand match, 10 minutes to go. Tight book. Twos, fours. So those top three will have the potential for trading. But, favourite here, very choppy. Sideways market. This one's similarly priced. In fact, I think that's now the favourite. Yes. So this one here, again, very choppy, although there has been this move. It hasn't gone past the previous lows, so it could find support at these levels. And again, this is very flat, very range-bound action that we've seen here. Hasn't moved out of that range. Nothing, nothing immediately pops out in terms of tradability as yet. So just going to wait and see what happens. Just looking off screen at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, just talking over what happened earlier, I mean, you see, started the day with a loss. It's important not to be perturbed by a loss. And, you know, don't go chasing waterfalls. Don't go chasing lost profits. Stick to the steams and the drifters that you're used to. So we've got this coming in. This looks like the best opportunity in terms of tradability. I'm just going to put something around fours. Should there be a retrace, because I might have missed this move. Might have missed this. I do want to short this, but I do want to get a good price for it. I think where I've put my orders might be a bit too optimistic. This is coming, which could be a retrace. Oh, I hate these charts, the way they update. Oh god, there's a few things going on here. I just want this to update so I can get a reference point. So this could be a pullback that then goes higher. But I need other stuff to be coming in. That's hitting threes. This is a tricky one. Going to cancel that. Starting out, I wouldn't suggest, if you are new to this, I would suggest just focusing on one selection rather than multiple ones, because it can just get you confused, really. I mean, I'm no expert at this, but I mean, I can at least get a feel for what multiple selections are potentially doing to see the opportunity. But starting out, I would suggest just, you know, focus on the favorite, focus on the second favorite. So it's now found support. There is a lot going on here. Wow, look at that move. That's a reversal, really. I'm happy just to hang tight until I can see something that I can read at this and get a good position on it. So this was coming down, but I didn't want to jump on that just because it was falling. It can be just like catching a falling knife. Just trying to jump on that, and these charts, the way they update, is just that. Yeah, see, I could see that in the ladder that it moved down sharply, but then the chart just for some reason showed it was still at support. So just be wary of that. How your tools might have little glitches in them and can impact your decisions.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
There's a lot of lovely movement in this, but I'm just not seeing the clear entry point. And that's broken fours. So that was a good thing that I didn't look to maintain that short, because it was finding support there for a while, and now it's reversed. Well, the short on this does look like the sensible option, but I just can't time it right. So by timing, what I want is to see it have come back in a pullback, but also some other clear evidence from the other selections that this could then continue to move down. So that would mean these moving out. Now this one's coming in. Looks like it's broken support. That hasn't updated yet. Okay, I think I've seen something that I might be able to work with. Just trying to concentrate. Oh god, states. Yeah, it's not worth it, is it? Not worth it at all with these without a staking plan. But what I was looking at here, I was playing this support here, and the fact that this was starting to move in, because I didn't get on that, I had a sense that this could find support and move up at least to threes, which it's doing now. So took a tick on that, but because I haven't got a proper staking plan in place, it means just greening up on 1p across the board. In fact, what I'll do is just leave that in. Should I? What should I do? I mean, I could just leave this in at 4p. If this comes in, I will out and out win 4p overall. Or I could hedge up so that I get a guaranteed 1p across the board. Don't know. What would you do? Yeah, this is a bit too close to the wire. So I'm going to look at the next one. So this here, twos, come up, hitting resistance, finding resistance around this 272, 274. This come down, found support around this 275 area. Mirror, and well, not mirror, but it's the same movement we've seen here on this third favorite, but it's just different odds. Come in, just been flat and consolidated for a shit ton of time. So yeah, very like consolidating type market. And if you're market making in this, it would be great. You just, you know, take the lay, then go for the back and scalp money that way. But I prefer to see a bit more movement to make decisions off of. 70 grand matched, 9 minutes the off, tight book. Money's here, it's coming in. See that from the volume. I mean, you can see it in the prices, but you know, if you have any doubts, you could always use the volume chart just to see how frequently these come in and the amounts that they're coming in at. That'll pick up even more in coming minutes. Starting to see some movement here, so this is started to pull in. This looks like it's coming up to potentially hit fours, which may act as resistance. Charts feel like they're lagging. I could be wrong. Hate second guessing what my instruments are doing, but hey ho, got to deal with that. It is what it is. Es est what ist est. could be breaking. This could be going to a downtrend. Let's see if I can get a... I am favouring a short on this simply because I've seen some aggressive moves out on that. But I just want to get a decent fill. Get a bargain for the price. I don't want to overpay for it. On the touch there, might get matched. Quite good position queue, quite good position in the queue, but it really is a scalp trade here, at least. Okay, that's good, but too late. Didn't get a fill. Fuck. Yeah. So still, I've put in another short outside the money because what I want is to see the market pull back. Just having a quick glance around as well, what else is going on, just in case I've missed anything, because my attention's predominantly been on this one. This hitting resistance, it's a gentle drift, it's a gentle steamer, it's gently coming in. This trade here is slight. No, I'm not happy with that. Ah, fuck, market decided for me. I was slightly aggressive because it was at the bottom of its range, and I sold into that support. Could come back to bite me in the arse, but should be able to get a tick at least on that support should it fall back into it. I've kept the other positions in just because they've got reasonable positions. Now I'm gonna try and add to this, just reduce the amount I'm willing to risk.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
That's whoa. Okay, that shooting out. I'm okay to keep those. So I got filled on both of those positions. There was some aggressive movement out, which actually wait. So I've got a bit more wiggle room now in terms of where my stop loss is, and I'm just trying to manage this profit now. Got a final stake here to net out. 4 minutes the off. So you can see how that's started to, how it broke resistance and is moving out, which is going to help this come in. Of course, I don't know how much it's going to come in. That is persisting to drift, so I'm willing to at least hold this position. Got enough time, got some wiggle room on the stop loss. There we go. So I managed that to profit. Could have further legs. Surely that must have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to be a 5-second refresh on those charts, but I don't know, sometimes things just move so quickly, maybe it just doesn't reflect in the same way that I'm feeling it is. But yeah, this is continued down. I'm already out, got out 3.5. which was where's 3.5 up here. Could have legs to the downside, but running out of time. Made a profit. Green up, move on. And that is a good one thing that's just sprung to mind, the fact that I mean, these horse racing markets, they trade about 7 days, or what, they trade 7 days a week, so there's plenty of opportunity. Whereas with a stock market or forex, of course, you've got the weekend break, at least for retail traders. So you or me would be retail traders. We have limits to times that we can, you know, trade markets. So there's a 2-day break. So with this horse racing, I can do it every day, and you know, I'm only doing it for 2 to 3 hours if you look at the videos, but at least there's that scope to practice every day. But just yeah, it's important to realize, you know, if you might be over trading or just getting fatigued from doing it, which is why I only do this for a few hours, but every day, rather than go full hog on one day, have a rest, and you know, just keep on spreading it out. So at least it's easier to gauge my progress doing small amounts often. But we've got this this second favorite here is definitely steamed in. I'm going to be looking at 4s as resistance on this. This approaching 3s is going to help. So I'm just going to put a couple of orders outside the money there. No, missed it. Do I go in at market, or do I wait for a pullback? This approaching 3s is going to be good because it's going to hopefully bounce, find support there, which is going to push this in. So I am anticipating this is going to move down, but I want to get in at a decent price. Could have missed it. 5 minutes to the off.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So a market order there looks like it would have, you know, I'd have been in profit, but seeing this money here, the corner of my eye, this could push this down, which would hopefully move this up a little bit. All right, I'm going to put another. Yeah, it's creating a new, I think around this level, it's created a new lower high. These levels here that it's moving into and then moving away from. This has just broken 3s, which should affect this by potentially moving it up. Ooh, what to do? 4 minutes to the off. Just not as comfortable leaving those in now. So I cancelled a few of them. Yeah, I definitely think if I'd been more aggressive in this one, as in going in with market orders to short it or back it, whichever terminology you want to use, would have been able to take at least a few ticks on this. But I'm just planning for what could go wrong, which is the market reversing on me. At least I'd have a sensible exit point if I needed to scratch the trade. 3 minutes to go. run out of time, really, or running out of time. Riskier trade now, trying to attempt to trade this. Definitely was opportunity in that, but yeah, passed. So let's have a look at the next one. So 10 minutes to the off. Just looking off screen for a sec here. Everything after 102. So looks like I'm in profit on the day now. 40. Still looking off screen, so I'm about 41p up, I think, on a day once most recent ones settle. So we've got the favorite here, twos, gone out, come back in. Looks like it's finding support. Second favorite, third favorite's just been consolidating, like it's just such a shallow range. It's about three or four prices, or three prices that it's traded any money at. Hard to tell what this has done, but I think it's drifted in, looking at the previous volume. It's just waiting, 8 minutes to go, 37 grand matched, tight book. So good conditions for trading in terms of the liquidity, but well, in fact, the last thing we need in terms of liquidity is more money to start coming in more regularly. It doesn't feel like it's there just yet. And then it's really just having a directional bias. So deciding, which way the price is likely to move. So it's a bit of a waiting game. See, I'm not eager to do anything really. Just trying to protect that profit and not make any silly moves. Just continue to improve that strike rate. A very tight book. I mean, from time to time you might even see that dip under 100, but that doesn't last very long because of arbitrage opportunities. That's why this is a very efficient market. So if any, potential profits are available, like through arbitrage in the book, they last for a very short time. And of course there's all automation software and that could take advantage of that, but it's a slightly riskier approach in my opinion, because it's determined on theoretically matching all of the outcomes at a desired price, which you may or may not get filled on, and it's limited to how much money you can actually throw in at the market. So for example, if you had 10 grand that you would try to take advantage of, and it goes under under 100%, it's unlikely that that 10 grand is going to get matched. If it was 100 grand, £100, sorry, you've got a good likelihood of getting filled at that. So maybe, yeah, just thinking on spitballing there as a strategy, using small stakes, looking out for automation where the price ticks under a certain amount, under 100%. If that happens frequently enough, then yeah, you could have a viable long-term strategy. So what we got going on? 5 minutes to the off. This is drifted and it's pulling out again. Choppy. Broken out of consolidation. Could be finding resistance off of those previous lows. So this 6 here.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So shorting that is viable, but I'd have to go in light on that. There's no real evidence from other stuff. So I'm favouring this to potentially move lower. I'm seeing this out the corner of my eye come in. That's not going to help that. I'm failing to see the actionable opportunity here. Stuff is moving, but I can't see an entry point. So quick reorder. That's drifting out. It's going to help at least one of these move in. Favourite here is having a bit of a drift, but haven't really seen anything else move in. How many horses are in this race? Only what, 6? 3 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pass on this one as well. So okay, cool. So next one is 1/2 past. This looks interesting. Steamed, drifted, come in, found consolidation. So a cursory glance would be considering shorting this, going long on this. It's really about the timing. So going long on this, or laying this if you want. I'd want to see some pullback. Looks like these are levels that the money's been matched at. So I'm going to put some orders in here. So if this acts as support as it comes back in on a pullback, that would give me a half decent entry. This is approaching 4s, and look how these are inversely related, right? This one's gone out, this one's come in. Now shorting this is a bit trickier because be selling into that potential support, which I prefer not to do. Like in this one here, what I'm doing is buying off of support, or attempting to buy off support. As it comes back down into it, then it moves up. But me selling into support here is potentially, you know, this is where I'm anticipating the price could stall. So it just means I've got a shitty fill, and the price has a in the you know how price normally moves, it will retrace. So you know, I've got my entry here, and it could be the bottom of the market as well. It might not just retrace, it might reverse and go in a completely opposite direction. So that's why I'm hesitant to get on board at this point. But just left these in the order here. Left these in the market here in the anticipation you could see the market fall back down and retrace rather than reverse. In fact, just going to put it at that level as well. Now, of course, a break of falls here will aid that hypothesis that this could move higher. Because it's that seesaw action. Okay, so I've got filled on 1, 2, and do I want to lighten this or keep this in? So I'm just going to put a exit order at what I've seen previous volumes matched at, because there's a good likelihood that it's at least going to meet resistance, but I am hoping that it goes higher as well and breaks that resistance, but I'm not betting the whole bank on that, if you like. I'm looking to take some money out where there's been evidence of it being matched previously, just because the market has entered. I mean, that's all that creates support and resistance, really. It's the market having memory of what's happened previously. People trying to, you know, either take profits out or cut losses at a similar price as they got in is often why you'll see, you know, support and resistance occur. I'm just going to place it a bit more safe. I'm going to take out that order. So I've got some profit here, so I'm trying to manage profit. I've got a speculative kind of exit order up here, slightly outside the money, so it would need to make new highs for me to get filled on that. But my break even now is below 6s, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to just take out that additional one, not to be too greedy, because it means if it should come back into support, at least I can get out at break even or at, you know, a reduced loss. 5 minutes to the off, just looking for signs that it could reverse. Don't want to be too greedy. Just the right amount of greed and fear. So, what's going on? So this
event will start in 5 minutes.
Fallen back into support, it looks like. So I'm anticipating this could edge higher, a bit more higher, in its next kind of impulse move that it makes. This coming into 4s will help that decision. Just see if anything else is happening that could help that. Not really, just have a quick reorder. This has come in sharply. That could help my position. Where am I? Third one here. Bloody hell. 4 minutes to go. And the reason I'm hovering over this is because I'm just in case something happens, like a sharp move upwards in this, I'm looking to get out at market rather than sharp move upwards in this could cause this to move down. So I'm just hovering over the market price so that I can potentially get out this net position, and then I'd exit that and then close that out afterwards. But because I've got decent position on this, I've just left that in case the opposite happens. You know, a sharp move down on this would cause this to jump up, and then, you know, I've taken some profit off the table. But I'm just hovering with my mouse over the market price there, just ready to press the pull the trigger on the left button. Approaching 4s, that's good. If it breaks, you can see how long it's consolidated there. I've not really persisted to make highs. Here's what I'm going to do, because time's ticking on. I'm going to bring that down to this resistance level where there has been money matched, and look to exit there just to maximize the trade, because it hasn't persisted to make higher highs, but I get a feeling I could at least get matched at resistance there, and just be happy with that profit if it comes through. £19 left to be matched before I am, so I'm near the front of this queue. It's 350 quid, £10 left needs to be matched, £8 approximately, that is. Okay, so I've got filled, and 28p profit across the board, 28 to 30p profit should any selection come in. So again, happy with the way that went. 2 minutes see off left on that, but I was able to manage that reasonably well. 9 minutes to go on this one. Just looking off screen at the moment. So my profit per race, I've had one loss today, and it looks like my profit per race is certainly gone up from previous days, where it might be 9 or 10p. Being able to pull in 20p, 30p ones, a few today. But again, it's not about being too complacent, really. It's just concentrating on the task at hand, because it's very easy to just lose concentration or get complacent and think, oh yeah, this is easy, when in fact it's not. 7 minutes to the off. Favourite kind of went out, but now coming in, finding support against these previous lows that we're seeing in the market here. So sixes, so it could find support off of sixes and potentially move higher to, you know, go and attack this level 7.5, which could be a resistance, or it could just break through sixes to potentially move lower. There's a gap in the market as well. Those don't typically last too long in a very liquid market. You can see it was covered reasonably quickly. Very sideways on this second favourite, which is similarly priced to the favourite. Again, there's 3 sixes in this one, or thereabouts. 6s or 7s are the top 3. So they're going to be, you know, a good percentage of the. There's no clear favourite. Which means also that the money's going to be, you know, more equally divided, these higher odd ones, between the selections. So this is 9,000, 5,000, 7,000, whereas in, you know, if it was an odds-on favourite or a more clear favourite, then there's going to be maybe 4 or 5 times the amount matched on this one, on the favourite. Seeing a lot of support at sixes, not a whole lot of money on this book at the moment, really, to justify taking a position, and not a whole lot of movement either. Just feels like a lower quality race, to be honest. Might give this another minute or so just to see what happens, and then just move on if I can't see anything viable.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
So a quick reorder there. Tell you what, I'm not liking this market. Just can't read what to do. That's broken sixes, so it's going to probably be an aggressive move here. Lower, could come back up now and then find resistance against sixes. But I'd need to see something moving off a support and then moving higher. Even though it's broken lower there, it's still come into, you can see previous support in the price at these levels is where it's at now. So yeah, that may not move lower. Yeah, fuck this, gonna move on. Just running out of time, 4 minutes to the off. Just leaves me less room to maneuver. And you can see I'm just saying the same shit over and over again. That you see in each of these trades are just, you know, I'm saying the same stuff, but it is really just drilling. As I say, most of this is really just for my benefit, to record what I'm thinking at the time of a trade. But yes, good drill really, just practicing same stuff over and over again, basics over and over again. It's just repetition. I'm trying to get good at just a few things and stick to those. There's nothing really fancy. So we've got the favorite here, twos. Price, at least on the ladder, looks like it's coming in. Also in the chart, we can see it's been gently steaming in. These charts again jumping about, but yeah, it's been steaming in. Second favorite here, finding it's been very rangy support. Oh, this one here is a definite drifter. We got a drifter. This one a bit harder to read. It's come in and then pull back and potentially now moving down to attack this level again. But I'd say the favorite here is probably the best scope for tradability, or maybe a lay of this off of support. But what do we need to see? So I need to see signs that this is going to continue down, which at least seem to be there, and signs that these, at least this one here, is going to drift. 9 minutes to the off. Let's look for context here. What do I want to see? I'm going to place a tentative short position against there, because I feel that that's been resistance that the price has moved into. In fact, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I was tempted to add to that. I was right. I was right on direction, but didn't have any skin in the game. But again, it's just about getting a decent feel, not overpaying for stuff. Yeah, not so happy about the progression of this price now. 9 minutes to the off. There's previous support there where the price came in, and now it's come in and acted as resistance. Feels like, yeah, it felt like the API just paused there for a sec. Oh, come on, mate! I haven't got my bloody Ethernet plugged in. That's a bad move. Running off of Wi-Fi only. Just, oh Oh, and I got matched on that. Hang on. Oh god. Right. Yeah, don't want to have to be disaster managing this. Just gonna put another position in there. My Ethernet isn't connected, and if you have the option, I would suggest Wi-Fi is not as good as an Ethernet connection when you're doing these kinds of things. But because I was already in a position, I'm still running off of my Wi-Fi until I can close it out to attend to that. Don't like these sudden movements here. Just going to scratch this if the market lets me. Don't want it to run away too much on me. I get a feeling I could be wrong on this. And then again, you see those... Oh, come on. It's not dragging up either. Fuck. So... in fact, it cancelled. Right. Let's just be smart about this. I'm trying to get out of this. There we go. Got out of break even. But... let me just plug in my Ethernet and I'll come back and talk about that. So, yeah, it's easy to see how just a little bit of distraction can fuck things up for you. I was worried about the API just stalling there. You could see when the book kind of like paused for a sec, all the numbers had stopped moving, which it was only for a fraction of a second, but I could feel it. So that made me just think, oh right, is there a problem with the internet connection or whatever? So yeah, attended to the Ethernet, and in that time, things changed in the market, and almost had a losing position. As it turns out, I was on the right side of this, but my attention had been had drifted. So the best thing there was just to get out, break even, and reassess, look for other opportunities, or rather than, you know, it go against me.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So you can see here, look, I was in at 5.2, 252, anticipating a move lower, which happened, but yeah, I'm already out, so can't argue. There's nothing I can do about that. Potentially looking for opportunities to short this again, but I feel like I've just missed this move. There is good context in the way this was coming back into fours and then moving off again, and you can see in fact it's drifting now. But I think I'm just a little bit late to the party, really. I've lost the vibe of what was going on, and time is ticking down as well, giving me less time to trade and therefore manage any mistakes that might happen. So you know what, I'll have to just call it a day on that one. Move on to the next one. C'est la vie. Oh, you can see me. I mean, this immediately I knew there was going to be a shit ton of volume on this, because the way these were really thick red lines just means there's going to be more money matched. And then looking up here, that was confirmed. 266,000 matched with 7 minutes before the off. That is a very high volume. race, but we've got all these favourites here. Ugh. These are all priced at 6s and 7s. So this is I'm just looking for any discernible trends that might be in these. I've always found these tricky so far. It's just, I guess it's a different way that needs to be employed to trade these, because we've had a few of these today and I haven't really participated, because when they're at these similar prices, 6s, there's no clear favourite. They all attract, a similar amount of money, and I can't see any discernible trend that I can play off. But that's just down to experience. I'm so sure there is ways to trade this consistently and be able to put more money, because these are just liquid. You can just throw much more money at these and increase profits, but also increase losses if they go against you. But yeah, I haven't really found a way to trade around that yet. Just looking off screen for a sec. So 6 minutes till the off. This is finding resistance just above 6s. This has had a slight steam. Finding support, it looks just under 7s. What's the play? What's the play? I am favouring, yeah. On a cursory glance, shorting this looks like it could be an option, at least to support. But it's just not enough room, really, from what it seems to have traded at, to make it worth that risk. That's one of the benefits of going on something.
Will start in 5 minutes.
On going something that's either steamed in or aggressively drifted, because the profit potential is more. There's just more potential in it. Whereas if you're trading something that's been in a range, then what you're saying is, your potential is the limits of that range. So if I were to short this here, so at the top of this, then what I'd be saying is there's a good likelihood of moving to these lows here, these previous lows, or this lowest low it's made, but there's nothing, no momentum behind it to potentially push lower. If it's a range, then what you're saying is the greater likelihood is it's going to bounce back up to come back to where your entry point was. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one reluctantly, even though there's so much money matched. I'm just not I'm not reading that well, and yeah, just any desire just to trade for the sake of trading will end up in losses. So I will just let that pass me by. Just again having a quick peek off a screen. $58. That's maybe last 2 or 3 that I've just passed on there in terms of trading. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the ability to assess what to trade and what not to. So 69p up on the day. That's 7 markets traded. So let's just have a look at these. So we've got 10 minutes to the off, 60 grand matched, good enough. Threes come in, consolidated for quite a while since back here. Come in aggressively, looks like it could be in a slight drift, hitting into resistance. Drifted but pulled back, potentially going to hit those previous highs or challenging this previous low. Just consolidated on that one. So what do you do? Just gonna see what might materialize here. Yeah, waiting game. 9 minutes to the off. Starting to see some movement now on this one. It could just be moving into that previous support, or it could break it. Who knows? This drift does, I think, look like it's more apparent now, but I'm not going to just go on that. Obviously, this moving in would help that drift more. Broken support, so moving lower. What I'm going to do is look to get short on this, but put something in outside the money, which I'm deeming as these previous support levels here. I'm anticipating it could retrace and move back into that support and allow me to get in a better price, with a view to that the price could move much lower, or at least to threes. Might have been a bit too over optimistic with that being up here, so I'm just putting another order in. Happy for both of these to get filled. Just keeping an eye on the market, on the other selections, looking for what they're doing. Oh, I need these to drift really, and this to come in, but for this to be filled first before it moves down, obviously, otherwise I've got no skin in the game. Wary that this could now be an area of support, which just consolidates for a while before potentially moving higher, or even going lower, which is why I'm not taking a market order, because it would mean that I've sold into that support. So just put a tentative closing order in there, looking to add to it, to the short, which has got taken. That last one has been taken as well. So got a net position of 6. Wary that this could now break higher, but just put in some that might be a bit too risk adverse there. I'm going to leave this one in here. In fact, change that to 4. So I'm looking to take out, I've got net position of 6, but I'm looking to take out £4 of that hopefully at support, which I'm deeming support, which were these levels here, and also looking to leave some in for a bigger move that could happen, i.e. it breaking that support and moving lower, hopefully attacking threes and moving past that. But I can't have too much conjecture, because that might not happen. So just paying attention to what is actually happening rather than what I want to happen. And this is viably going against me. Just having a quick look at the corner of my eye for anything that might be.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So the dynamic of this has changed, whereby rather than persisting with lower lows and creating newer low lows and breaking support, it's found support, and it's, you know, going potentially to find resistance at higher levels, or a complete reversal. So I've moved up my take profit based on how the dynamics of the market, I feel, have changed. But could still get matched here, which would allow me some profit. And just hovering around the market price as well, just ready to act and get out at market if needs be. 4 minutes see off. Got decent position on this should the market tick down into the and this become the touch price. So okay, got matched on that. So I've got some more wiggle room on where my stop, my break even would be. So where I'd be losing money is now 3.4. So just trying to have quick glances over to what the others might be doing, because I need these to be moving out. But this as well doesn't seem as though it wants to break much lower, but it does look like it is persisting at finding support. Time ticking down. Only 3 minutes left. So I'm less convinced that a breakout is going to be viable, but I do think it could just find support. You know, this price here that I'm in at, or the one below it. What we got? 2.5 minutes. Okay, so I've got a match there. So yeah, just playing defense on that one. Just going to green up. 12 or 11p profit. 2 minutes to go. Happy with that. And you can see now how the market's just starting to. So I got a 3.25 down here, and then my break even was around these levels, wasn't it? So had I held on to that in the what I would have been saying is the market has to make new lows in the closing, you know, 2 minutes for me to make a profit, or, you know, get more profit, I should say. And my feeling was, because it hadn't broken that support for a very long time, it didn't justify holding in that position. So I got out. I kind of listened to what the market was saying, what it had done, and tried to maneuver around that. On to the next one. So 8 minutes see off. 183 grand match. Okay, so this is Ascot. There's a few, I think there's one Ascot meeting in a week, and again, I don't know anything about horse racing, but I know Ascot's you know, one of those big, it's popular, so it attracts a lot of money. So we've got a lot of money available. Tight book. 8 minutes to see off. But is there tradability for me? So choppy, very, you know, sideways market. Went out, come in, consolidated for a good chunk of time, about the same amount of time as this probably. Consolidated, albeit with a gentle steam, it would seem coming in. Yeah, and again, I mean, there's a clear favourite, but how can you trade that? There's plenty of money. It's like it's hitting resistance to potentially move down. It's just the channels. So this consolidation that happens is you know, you can trade that. You can just make markets on it. But I mean, my opinion is, if it is a channel, at least the range that it's moved, it's a safer move if it's moved more in its range rather than this very tight, you know, 2-3 tick range that these ones seem to be moving. And you can see the range as well just by how much money's been matched previously. And look at this one. You can see in the chart visually, you can see how tight and kind of coiled up the price has just oscillated, and you can see it here as well. It's just bounced between, you know, no more than 3 or 4 tick levels. I'm just not feeling these ones, yeah, albeit I know there's opportunity in this. I know there's a whole load of money. But yeah, I'm not reading them. It's a different vibe to it. I can just see what when the next one is, because my time might be better spent just looking at the next one. 12 minutes, 40 grand matched, reasonably tight. I mean, could be better, but odds on favourite, looks like it's come in from 4s, steamed in. Others, second favourite here's drifted. Not much money on the other ones. You can tell that just from this chart. I mean, yeah, it's 400 quid matched on that. This looked like a very big field though. Bloody hell. About 21 selections. So of those 21 selections, this front runner here, the odds on favourite, is about 63% of the book. So it says about 60 at current odds, it has about 63% chance of winning, and all these other selections, other 19 or whatever, 19 or 20 others, they have the, you know, 40%. So that's why this front runner has an importance, because these movements here are going to be have a bigger impact on the other selections. This broken 6s, come back into it, could be finding support. So going long on this and shorting this would be the potential plays that I see, but I just need a bit more evidence as to whether to do that. Just have another quick peek off this screen here. Yeah, made money on that. Alright. It's about 79, 80p. So looking back on the screen now, still not much action's happened. At least I can trade off. Okay, still here, but just yeah, sitting on my hands really, waiting until there's a bit more readability. Figuratively sitting on my hands, obviously. Always got my hand on mouse with a over the click button, over the left button. This is the reality. Waiting. So yeah, if you had expectations of, you know, always making fast money, always being able to trade and, you know, pulling massive numbers, no, reality isn't like that in any trading environment. You might get lucky a few times, but as you can see, I'm not really looking for luck in this, because I'm looking for consistency, because then I can call it, oh yeah, it's skill. I'm still a long way off, but yeah, I'm not looking to be lucky, just looking to trade well for now. Slightly difficult to see exactly what's gone on in the most recent price action, because this chart being the absolute prices. So this massive drop here has meant that I can't see the kind of more recent micro movements. It looks flat, but if overall, if you were to zoom, if we could zoom in on this chart, then that won't be flat. It will probably be, you know, slight downtrend, I think, in that most recent move from where it hit previous highs. Still waiting here, 6 minutes to the off. I mean, what I'm feeling to do is, or what if I were to kind of put a finger in the air without any major supporting evidence, this one to come down, because this seems to have been, although you can't really see it on this tiny chart, it looks like it's been coming in, and then laying this off of sixes, so potentially go higher. But my hesitation with that is that there's no real money behind this at the moment to push this higher, and it would need to break new highs, it appears, because there'd been no money matched above, you know, there's only been 100 quid matched at 6.4. so shorting this, or sorry, going long in on this now, I'm saying basically I'm only got one tick
5 minutes
potential before it hits resistance. So I don't want to buy into that. I don't want to buy into that resistance. want it to be clearer. So either breaking from this point here to go long on this, I'd want this to break higher and then pull back. But it doesn't seem to want to do that. Time is ticking down. Oh, there we go. It's broken higher. Oh, this looks like it's starting to steam. I'm going to put a lay 6.2. It's tricky to see what's been going on with that favourite, at least on the chart. And as you can see, a lot of my analysis is based on being able to read what the charts are doing. So this has come in, it's pulled back or pulling back. So what I'm anticipating is that this is now finding support at around 6s. Just going to pull that down a bit. So these previous highs here come back into this and could potentially be finding support at 6s. I did take out that position or moved it down because I felt I wasn't getting good value for money on that entry. But what I'm looking for now is, now that it's pulled back, is for it to attack these highs again. And I've put an exit in there. I've only got net stake of 2, so it's relatively light. But I'm trying to get matched at resistance, so I'm not really looking for a break on this unless, you know, I see some convincing movement to cause me to shift this up. But at the moment I'm just trying to get matched at resistance. I have kept this one in as well. Should the market come back to 6s, that would give me at least a decent value for money entry. 2 minutes to the off though. Okay, I just need to be cautious. I'm going to cancel that because 2 minutes to the off. Don't want to get filled on that. Okay, so you can see just moved into profit there. Greened up. Played a defensive game. Certainly think chart don't think has updated yet, but next tick you should see this move higher, I would anticipate. But yeah, had sensible take profit before previous highs. Now it's done it. Before its previous highs, where there was at least some you know, reasonable amount of money being matched. Got out 11p or 10p overall profit regardless of outcome. Yeah, I'm happy with that, the way that's traded. So got 8 minutes to the off. A favourite falls, choppy, quite choppy. Second favourite here, similarly priced. Consolidating, very tight range. Consolidating, very tight range. Same as this almost. These two look like they're quite correlated, although the move's more exaggerated on this one. If you take it from, say, about here, yeah, look at this movement here and then up here and then down here, it's the same as this, but it's just the range on this is much wider. You can see that as well in the price. This has been matched at more prices, this has been matched at fewer prices, but effectively the movement has been near enough identical. So there is some strong correlation between these, which isn't really what you want in terms of a trading decision. You want, rather than If you're trading off of two, you want an inverse relationship. So one moves one way, the other moves the other. So it can make that trading decision a bit trickier. But what I can see is that they are both at around 4s. So that's the psych level or crossover point, which we would anticipate things to happen at. So this looks like it's acting as support in this case here. So the price has moved into it and it's bouncing off. Here it's tricky to say. I mean, at the moment it's looking like it's support. I mean, it's not tricky to say. It's the same. They're both finding support, at least at the moment. I think what I was looking at this in recent times, it had moved lower than 4s and then moved into it again. So this had come down, broken 4s and come back up into it. So it's finding resistance. So based on that, I'm favouring going long on this and shorting this. In fact, because I'm seeing some movement here, just gonna right on the move, late on the entry. What can you do? Sailor V. So here's what I'm anticipating could happen, is that now this is broken convincingly, is it could come back and find resistance. This also could come back and find support and then move higher. But I'm just going to concentrate on one at a time rather than put two entries in. Again, missing the move, but I mean, can't be mad at that. Didn't know it was going to happen. Anticipated it could, but I didn't position myself, and now I don't want to get filled at a shitty price or catch the bottom. So just got to be easy and wait for opportunity. 5 minutes to the off.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Corner of my eye, seeing some aggressive moves on that one to the upside. So still favouring short in this. Okay, so got a match on that. Got a match on the other one. Got some skin in the game. Just have to be careful not to over leverage myself on this. So put in a partial exit should we see some movement down. Okay with leaving this in at 4s, because if it does pull back, that could be a nice positioned entry. So it's moved into my, okay, yeah, I've got taken out. So I've got some more wiggle room on my break even now. So it's a slightly more comfortable trade. And just looking at how I might take out the second half of this trade. So I had a net stake of 4 in total. This is drifting like a mofo. I'm just going to put this. It's broken 5s as well. Hadn't noticed that. So what I'm saying with this position I've put in here, it's speculative, you know, hoping it can move this further, this level here. So the price has to make new lows. It has to continue with its bearishness, if you like, and continue to make new lows. This drifting out is at least giving me some, making it believable that it could make that, but I'm just wary as well. The one that seems to be steaming is this one, which just seems to be having a inverse relationship to this. So as this moves out, this is moving in. So I just need to protect profits on the position that I do have. In fact, I'm going to close that out because I don't want to get another fill so close to the off, and I've got reasonable position. 2.5 minutes off, getting less confident that it could break. So, but there are a few things still moving in my favour. This looks like it's still moving out at the corner of my eye. Just going to move this up. Just play defence. 2 minutes. Got filled. Green up and go. So yeah, played that a little bit defensive. Would have got, you know, my initial target that I was aiming for taken, but time was ticking down. Minute and a half to go, taking a, you know, in relative terms, a decent profit in relation to the risk I've given. So 22p or 21p profit potential across the board. Next, so got the 14.25. It's a decent strike rate today. And again, it's not about getting too overconfident. But yeah, it's been a decent strike rate. Happy with the ones that I've left, more than really the ones that I've been involved in. This at a cursory glance is probably going to be another one that I'm going to leave, but there's just go over what I'm seeing and why I'm deciding probably not to. 365 grand matched, which is massive for this type of race before the off, 5 minutes before the off. Very high priced odds though. There's no clear favourite. Field's probably quite big as well.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
It's like 16 selections there. So the money is, you know, more or less, give or take a few thousand. It's similar, matched across all these selections. 40 grand or 42 grand, 43, slightly more on this one, slightly more or same on this, 40 grand. So it means probably about, you know, 50 grand or so, 45, 50 grand. But these odds are so high, lots of money, but can't see any real clear entry points. Time's ticking down, so that's another one I'm going to pass on, rather than do something silly and lose money. Money, 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 money. So there's 11 off of that, 20 off of that, which brings us to this one. Haydock. Huntington. 40 grand matched. 11.5 minutes to the off. Similarly priced two top favourites, fours. Favourite has drifted in, found support all the way from, what is that, 15s to fours. Second favourite had a drift, but it's come in now. It's finding, looks like could be some support, previous lows, but yeah, favouring a potential move lower. This one here as well, come in on the steam, but slightly started to drift. Just observations really, can't really act on those as of yet. So just waiting for a bit more clarity to appear. While that's happening, just go over the P&L for today. So first one came in at -47 loss, 12p profit, 20p profit, 36 profit, break even, 20p profit, 28p profit, break even, 11p profit, and I think there's one or two left to settle, which would be 21p profit, and then I think that's it. Yeah, so it's about £1, 1p thereabouts on the day. So 10 minutes just under till the off. No discernible amounts of money coming in just yet. So just a bit of a waiting game. So just waiting for next 4 minutes, should pick up a bit more. There's a decent, I mean, in contrast to the other, I mean, you saw the last one when it was 5 minutes to the off, there was about 360 grand matched. This is a typical type of race that you might see in a week where you've got 50 grand, which is, you know, still got enough liquidity. But it's just how you're going to trade it. So just having to reorder there just to put these odds from lowest to highest across. So I'm favouring this to come in. You can see it's now broken those previous lows, broken that support, come down, viably made lower highs and lower lows. So would contemplate shorting that. This favourite's a motherfucker to look at because of the way the chart's formed, but I feel that it's just been hitting support for a while there around these levels, just underneath 4. So I'm going to put a tentative short on this just outside the money. I feel this is going to move lower again, but I just want to get a decent price on it, get some value for money, and I'm okay with letting it, you know, go off and me be wrong on that. So did get matched on that. Just going to put another order at 4s, in case that's resistance in the pullback. In fact, oh, that's a bit. It's a bit too much. No, that's okay. So slight lapse of concentration there. Just thinning that out a bit because I didn't want 6 in that. I was okay with 4 because of where my break even would be. Let me just pay attention here. So I'm taking a partial exit there, and you can see what that helps is move my break even up. So for me to lose money now, it has to hit 4.2, and that is sensible in that I feel that that falls is going to act as resistance. So I've got my break even above resistance, so there's a even higher chance of me making money overall, even if the price does retrace. But what I'm trying to do now is manage this profit as it comes down. There's some chunks of money moving this down, so I'm on the right side of this, just looking for evidence as well that this move down can continue. So at the corner of my eyes, I'm just looking at these. This isn't helping because it looks like this is moving in, but the money on this has persisted, pushing this down. So I'm just hovering over the to take a market exit and looking for signs of stagnation or reversal. Missed it. I'm going to leave that in there, ready to drag it up to the market price if needs be. Just going to drag that up. Probably could have got filled at that, but just felt that the price was starting to stagnate a bit at this low, and there wasn't any discernible moves out that at least that I could see within my peripheral vision. In hindsight, this was drifting pretty hard, but it's such high odds it's going to have a lower impact on price. And yeah, what did I get out? 3.5, which is where the market seems to be continuing to stagnate. You can see the amount that's been matched at 3.5 and just below it, so that could be finding support.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
5 minutes to go. I've got some green. Let's see if I can get 38p greened. So just waiting for this to match. So what it's doing is laying this profit here, £1.33, across all of the different outcomes, which means that regardless of what comes in, I get 38p regardless of what happens in the race. So three-horse race. You can just see how inversely related these seem to be. At least it appears to be. This has come in. This is slight drift, I would say, although it looks like it's consolidating the general trend, if you like. If you were to connect the lows as it goes up, then this would be, you know, a gentle drift. What's the time? But it's been some good work so far today. I'm happy with my progress. £1.12 in profit, plus one that needs to be 1 or 2 to be settled. Let's have a look. I'm just looking off screen here, so 38 off that puts me about 140 on the day. Yeah, I'm gonna call that a day. Plenty more potential in the market, but I do have some other things to do today, and just cautious of fatigue setting in and making mistakes as the day goes on. But as you can see, been here for 2.5 hours almost. Well, how long has that been? Oh, 2 hours 15. All right, just to recap on the P&L again. So came with a loss, 47p to start the day. Then it was all profit, so 12p profit, 20p profit, 36p profit, break even, 20p profit, 28p profit, break even, 11p, 11p again, 21p again, and that last one I think was 38p. So overall profit of about 150. So strike rate is definitely getting better. I think over the last 3 days of trading, I've had 3 losses in total. So it's not 3 losing days, 3 losses in terms of trades that would actually gone against me. But yeah, important lesson today. You could see that I started off the day making a loss, which was, I mean, it's definitely much more than my average. It's a 47p loss, was, you know, more than I've made on any of the profits. But, you know, it can be easy to be disheartened by losses, but I continued and at least persevered today to come out on top. But at the same time, can't be too complacent. Tomorrow's another day, but I'll be back here tomorrow. Sunday's trading, streaming live to Twitch, and also uploaded afterwards to YouTube. Yeah, okay. See you tomorrow.